Raptors lose today to the Celtics, 111 to 113. And of course, we have to take a grain of salt. Preseason, both sides aren't fully healthy, but you can still look at some good in this game. And then in the quarter, we still had the bench, the bench's bench. We had David Johnson, who had a good couple two shots, but then after he cost made that bad foul, and we ended up losing based on free throws. But there was a lot of good that I could see in this game, and a lot of bad, to be honest. And as a Raptor fan, I know that Nick Nurse likes to play like this, but we still shoot too many threes. Like honestly, Scotty Barnes shouldn't be shooting three threes. Precious Achua shouldn't be shooting four threes. And Gary Trent, when he's missing his threes, he's so inconsistent, man. This was not his best of game, but I like the shots he was taking that weren't threes. He was getting to mid range. He was making his mid ranges, and I like that. I didn't like the amount of threes he was shooting. And Malachi Flynn, he hasn't been having a lot of success in the preseason. I don't know what to say about that. All his shots were threes, and that's not Malachi Flynn's game. Most of the time, he's a mid-range shooter. He comes in and then shoots the three. He wasn't showing. They didn't play it like Malachi Flynn that we know. OJ Anunoby, I don't know what was happening with him, but he was making sidestep threes. I was like, is this OJ Anunoby or Jason Tatum? Of course, I didn't really mean that, but you could see that there's a confidence with him. He's playing with confidence. OJ Anunoby is playing with a lot of confidence, and I love to see it. You can really see that he's improved. He really worked on his handle a little bit. He's getting ISOs now when he has big defenders, and he's not just trying to bully people around. He's trying to do a little move, crosses between the legs. He's doing a lot of things, and I'm looking at it as a Raptor fan. I'm just like, there's nothing you can't love about it. He was active on defense, and he was just an overall plus to our team. Scotty Barnes, yeah, he wasn't as efficient today, but he was everywhere. He was blocking shots. He was rotating well. He was defending. He does gamble an awful lot, but those are things that were growing pains for a young person, especially someone that's as tenacious and as aggressive as Scotty Barnes. Precious Chua, first I've never seen a big man with a handle like that. Honestly, like the way he was bringing up the ball. Of course, he's 6'8", so he's not really a big man, but his handles, I feel like his handle's on par with OJ Anunoby. Like he has a really good handle. He's bringing up the ball confidently. He's dribbling it up, and like it's a common occurrence. Like it's like part of his game that he's just bringing up the ball after a rebound. He was active on the rebounds, 13 and 13, and he was just everywhere. He was everywhere. He was just great, honestly. And Svi Mikhailuk, I feel like he's really athletic. He can really drive in the paint. He's very good with his finishing, and he's a great shooter. I feel like he can actually get some rotational minutes in our team. I don't know how he's going to be fighting for the backup two guard with Gary Trent, but we have to see. And then we had Fred VanVleet played amazing. And honestly, I didn't like the shots he was taking, but he made them. Like Fred VanVleet he can make long distance threes, but I'd rather him shoot those shots when the shot clock's winding down. But when he pulls up for those long shot threes, I don't really like it. Like I like it when he has a defender on him and then he shoots the three, ending of the shot clock. But when he's banking on the three, it's not good. And apart from the three, he made some mid range shots, and I like that. But I feel like Fred VanVleet still needs to get decisive when he's going to the basket, because I feel like if he goes in for a layup, it's either a block or he makes it. There's no in between. Because when he goes in, sometimes he just doesn't go in strong enough, and he just gets swatted easily. But the real problem we had in this game was, of course, we didn't make our threes when we weren't as efficient. But looking at this game, we allowed Al Horford to make his threes. Like Al Horford's threes were big for them. Like we allowed them to, we allowed a lot of threes, and they shot really well from three. They shot like 50% from three, so they couldn't miss. And we allowed a lot of open threes, and I think that's because of switching, and we rather have them shooting threes than layups. And it worked to an extent, but it didn't really work. But when we started hitting threes and they were missing a little bit, we started making that run. And after we were leading going to the fourth quarter, but it doesn't always work like that with the preseason, especially when you're playing your bench. Goran Dragic hasn't gotten a lot of burn, and I don't understand because we're trying to simulate what the game will look like when the season starts. And Goran Dragic is not getting that much minutes. He had 14 minutes, made an open three, which I really liked. 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 for 7. He wasn't efficient. I just don't know where he fits in our rotation because if we have Fred, we have we have Dragic. This might be the starting lineup, and I don't know if I like that as a starting lineup because we still have a lot of people that are injured. Watanabe didn't play. I think he's a great bench player for us. Of course, Siakam's still out. Ken Birch, we still haven't seen him because I think he has COVID. So or he could have COVID, so we still haven't seen him as a backup big man. And the way Gordon Malachi Flynn has been playing, he doesn't look like he's gonna get a lot of minutes as the backup point guard. So Goran Dragic might be the sixth man for a team. It might be Fred, Gary Trent, OG Scotty, and Cam Birch for the starting of the season. And I don't know because they haven't played a lot in this free season. I don't know what the chemistry will look like for them, but I still want to see. I want to see something. Like I want to see some solidified starting lineup because we've just been mixing and matching, and of course that's good. But the season starts in like a week and a half. We still don't know what our starting lineup is going to look like, and that's scary because Nick Nurse likes to experiment. He loves to experiment, but looking at this team, I think experimentation. We need to just find an identity because defensively we switch. We're very versatile. We get after it. We swarm the deep in the paint. We do allow some open threes, but we do a good job of closing out, especially with guys like Scotty Barnes blocking threes. We have Chris Boucher who blocks threes, like he was one of the league leaders in blocking threes. So we have that going for us. But offensively, we just chuck threes, and we don't have the personnel to be chucking threes. Like we shouldn't be shooting as bad as we are from 3 point line when we don't have the personnel. Like we we shot more threes than the Celtics, but we had a worse percentage. Like that shouldn't be happening. That really shouldn't be happening. And we don't have the personnel. The only people I trust shooting a lot of threes is probably Goran Dragic, OG, and Sima Mikhailuk. And Gary Trent, he's even on and off. So this is a good. This was a good game, a good ending. Unfortunate we got that costly turnover, but it was still a good game. I'd like to see our next game. Who's our next game with? Against the Rockets, and I'd love to see us against the Rockets because the Rockets, even though I haven't caught a lot of their games, I know that they have a young team, and we also have a. We don't have a young team, but we still have a. We don't have an old team. We're in the middle. So I'd like to see us fare up against them with Precious Chu and all them guarding all the Rockets players, and I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that game. Jalen Green, someone we could have got. Love to see him against Scotty Barnes. It would be great. If you like the video, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. And peace.